Bowery Poetry Club, are you revolutionary enough to join me in howling?
You stepped on a landmine. Your ear canal shaped like an and sign. Get a hands-free headset now, if not sooner, before you sprout out a brain tumor named Junior. We're psycho slaves to microwaves. Get scalped just like a brave. High doses transmit videos, it's undisclosed and a lot that's unknown. If you not got a phone, you're still caught in a cone. So lift up your head and mark the speed that they spread. They're on rooftops between 3 and 6 stories. Old manuals issued more warnings. Before the war we took out telecoms and cell towers appeared the very next morning. Guess what? Plenty dudes keeps the cells by their nuts. Text message costs 10 cents plus that's men in the stuff. Tower placement takes municipal bribes, kills pacemakers inside. So as these waves bounce down your ears, you're gonna hear more about this in the next couple of years. Depleted uranium, a byproduct from weapons and reactors, compact and aerosolize on impact. Windblown brimstone makes Gulf War syndrome. Veterans get no medicine, effects sets and spin home. Cancer still births some blood in the tissue. G.I. Joe stands for government issue. A black man's no place in a white man's war, nor a white man with that white man's poor. Better whip than equipped with armor-piercing rounds that disperse when they hit. Micron type bomb switched from Nagasaki to Iraq. We still kill with atoms, but without the fission. So what's the definition of a nuclear war? Mushroom clouds over cities or nuclei changed from what they were before. I think we let other people dictate our fears. We're gonna hear more about this in the next couple of years.
Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about
free culture
and a situation that we can all understand.
Intellectual property don't mean you can't copy me. Just you'd be sued by you who'd own the monopoly. Law is the rich man's rifle. Let vulgar control culture, life will stifle. Stop lying, sampling was played and done until Brian dropped the great album. Hip-hop brings back rebellion, and if we did not, then people could have forgotten. Give me a break. The biggest thief is the government. I'm all alone naturally like Gilbert O'Sullivan. License a fragment and the lawyers get back, and that you build the band's labs, land grab like sand crabs. There's no denying it. Media became our natural environment. If not, why are they advertising shit on floors of stores, stickers on fruit? Songs, movies, even street interactions. Either natural environment or illegal harassment.
This is a picture of culture.
Everyone is self-spun. Television's a medium because it's neither rare nor well done. Rappers with deals play better samples than keels, but if he don't make it his, that's when he steals. We manipulate tracks like Chuck Schumer will do, with this letter W and numeral 2. Sampling law. Fans is clamoring for me to continue until I'm a great grandpaling paw. I would like to hear some music. A mass of Latin words fall in facts like soft snow to blur outlines and cover details and make true what's not so. The great enemy of clear language is insincerity. But where are these scholars who use jargon and not clarity? George Orwell names names and thinks language is on the brink due to dictatorships, later quips. A gap between one's real and declared aims turns one to long words like cuttlefish spurts inks. When one admits that nothing's certain, one must also discover that some things are much more nearly certain than others. It's much more nearly certain that we're here tonight, for example, than this or that political party is right. Certainly there are degrees of certainty, or else one's landed in barren skepticism worthlessly. Bertrand Russell said that in Am I an Atheist or an Agnostic? A man whose urban hustle was Professor of Logic. Wow! You were Professor of Logic!
Put that in your pipe and smoke it tonight.
On SNL, Ashley Simpson appeared with Jude Law, but when she tried a new song, her backtrack cued wrong. If she'd only gone with it, she'd have turned false to a real way. But the press that had built her up then had a field day. I think if a show has enough spectacle, then maybe pre-recorded vocals are permissible. Then the show's not about the power of the singer, but the sets and cool effects and psych gags she brings with her. In these kinds of shows, the singer can be replaced. A modular part like a technician dancer or face. This need not be bad from a standpoint that's visual. The person could be chosen for talents dancing and physical. A dark goth pop spectacle works best with a pale, dark-haired waif who moves in an ethereal manner. A buxom earth mother cast in this role would fail, and simply spoil the visual grammar. But Ashley's handlers don't revel in fakes. They strive for a pseudo-punk emoter fronting her mates. A manufactured manicured reel. Curtain pulled aside and front revealed. Shame instead of pride. David Byrne speaks on Ashley in his tour diary while he's well known for irony.
Don't believe our words, he says. It's all lies.
When words are revered, that's a weapon of oppression. Please always question art, God, and democratic elections.
How words can fool you? How words can fool you?
Hey yo, control chlorofluorocarbons or ignore tomorrow's problems and the ritual join the poor or starving. Whether you toil in the soil or you're roiled, the same thing. I love this crowd. Is this an audience or oil painting? Grief has 4 sections: denial, anger, depression, and acceptance. Science guys will diagnose we're headed for the second. So chew on that and masticate. Procrastinate makes what you go first go last and wait. Whether oil peaks in 1960 or 2040 is reached by cosmic standards, autos transferred from horses and they'll go back when oil depletes. Antiques are scared stiff. Quote, the edge of a plateau looks a lot like a cliff. Context 2020, finite can be many. It took a century to drain the oil, but there's other fossil fuels. Methane CH4 has the smallest molecules. Act now and change is still possible. OPEC holds back, it is viewed for COPEC. So next Iraq got jacked for its crude. 150 billion barrels. Arab apparel's a keffiyeh, not a towel. After 1, 2, or 3 wars, oil will still be a non-renewable resource. Now we pay for our follies. Car corporations shut down hemp and trolleys. It's a fixed politics and getting out jollies. Who predicts new immigration when the sky inflicts fire, hurricane, and desertification? Famines and floods, islands go glug, and malaria spreads to new areas from bugs. Invest in cancer drugs. We survive guided by stars. Not enough we drive hybrid cars. Respect the rise to this height of ours. When we're back on the range, the laws of attraction will change. Shaved on much back is bad for survival. A strong woman will keep you alive a lot longer. Leave behind what's too heavy, TV, Torah, or a Bible. Tribes will form from oneself. Too late for remorse that natives can no longer help. And no resources for photovoltaic cells. All things go in a circle. We work all day to pay what you burgle. Yeah, yesterday is history. Twist a tree and listen to Mr. B. New York is the shit. Give me an orchestra hit. The Big Apple roast in the mouth of the pork on the spit.
some sort of national holiday or something? What do you say on that horrible anniversary? You can't be sad, it's just like any other day. The lunar calendar's more accurate anyway. Check it out. Happy September 11th. Remember the dismembered in heaven. Betrayers hit pay dirt when they portray the patriot as traitor. They cater to a denominator so uncommonly low, they don't even notice the economy's slow. They eat genocide and fart brown brimstone. People still smiling got Down syndrome. With Pepe Le Pew, at least the flowers regrew. Where bush walks, trees fall, I thought you knew. The man at a house handed his spouse and son's land in Canada, so put cash on the list. Nationalists are just euphemized racists and should be tried by a jury of euthanized rapists. But the Nuremberg trial's a burden we haven't heard from in a while. The $20 bill's just subliminal denial that Andrew Jackson's a war criminal low-file. Pro-choice is pro-life, unlike those pro-death low-life poachers. Support our soldiers by bringing them homewards. So happy September 11th. Remember the dismembered in heaven.
It's a great occasion. What I think they're celebrating. Are you gonna have a party?
Oh.
But you can have one. Of course you must have one.
From space's perspective, every day's a new moon. View tomorrow's date as random, tomorrow wouldn't be too soon. Hepzep Levrin, said the Reverend. They fell down to the ground and then they fell up to heaven. And not one went to hell, cause they were just victims. The system tricked them into selling insurance, currency trading, and prison procurance. So happy September 11th, the remember the dismembered in heaven. The coalition of the willing kept the tradition of the shilling. Refuse the euro, crude oil makes a killing. Both literal and figurative, dig your drift and couch surf. Ouch, it hurts to live without turf. Can't rep a physical spot, I love music a lot. What else the size of a tape can fill up a park? Depleted uranium, aka DU, soon a household word. A cash cow's gold egg-laying bird don't hatch gold chicks to the cold world. Something's missing from Christendom. They never listen, dumb missionaries position in a giant stew pot. It's too hot, but what they deserve, you got. Settle back. Now isn't that the true God calling the kettle black? Trying to see heaven in a metal jetpack. Head crack on the glass ceiling force field. Spit joints hit split points for grass wielding ass feeling door deals. Yield the floor to the minority whip. If he's rich, white, and old, he's sure to be hip. Vote tally 43 zip. 57 abstained or didn't show, and expect you to vote or give him dough. So happy September 11th. Remember the dismembered in heaven.
We'll have a party, eh? What do you say? Oh, yeah. You like the idea? We're gonna give him a party.
I'll put on my party dress.
How long have you been calling yourself, the White Ramper?
Never. I don't intend to start either.
Being cool.
Are we in the mood for a little freestyling today?
I'm being cool. I don't like that, huh?
Are we in the mood for a little freestyling today, MC?
Well, I have a couple songs prepared.
Oh, really?
You know, the beats have particular lyrics that go with them.
Nice. Well, I don't know if we have the production value to get that going.
I've been in the game for years. It made me an animal. From honor roll to pawn to go on the whole. Not a fan of the scam since the sonogram, but then Monahan was like, man, you gotta scan the 48 laws of power. It may cause to flounder, innocence in a sense, teach how to devour. 1. Never outshine the master, even if clever or faster. You'll never get too far if you reveal the true star you are, because it must defend a hierarchy's discrepancies. 2. Don't put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies or spot in your mates, yawn and jaws it in gratitude. That a dude, 48 laws and platitudes. Envy, ire, our friendly fire. Hire an enemy. My music makes 10 of me. 3. Conceal your intentions. If they've no clue what you're up to, they can't throw a wrench in the engine. Guide them down the wrong path. and make them do the long math. 4. Always say less than necessary. What you express can vary. Spare the anecdote, anecdote, risk a stigma. Stay an enigma, quiet as kept. Reputation is power's cornerstone. Condone scorn and mourn alone. You're born a clone, so court attention
6.
at all costs. If people don't talk smack, then you're a small boss. Fall across the limelight, and even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Why fight? 7. Let others work for you and take the credit. Don't forget you're the big dick, he's just the head of the clit. Get it the same as the W and let the game come to you. Use bait. Get a new fate before it's too late. Who's next? Khrushchev. 9. Denounce Stalin's atrocities before hundreds of men. You were Stalin's colleague? Why didn't you stop him then? Who said that? Who said that? Now you know why. Words are weak and cause ill will. Results speak and instill skill. Step off the seesaw and let the man free fall. This is not what they teach in pre-law. 10. Avoid the sad sack with bad luck. He carries a high-risk virus that's stuck. Hang with the fortunate, go towards the light with a torch in it. 11. Keep people dependent to extended ended friendship. Well, honesty works as an impassioned distraction. A blunt tool like the sheath the scalpel is wrapped in. Stow your force, use a Trojan horse to open doors. 13. Appeal to a need to implement a deed. Mutual benefit is different from greed. Begging for mercy, I'll just make him thirsty. And gratitude's an attitude leaders love to be freed from. 14. Pose as a friend, then work as a spy. He disclosed what he knows, the surface a lie. Asking direct questions to collect their intentions. Arthur Schopenhauer authored Art for Open Power. 15. Crush your enemy totally, mush him like roadkill. He won't be able to heal and avenge the violated. He'll only stay silent if he's iron-plated annihilated. 16. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. If you've overstayed, you're welcome, go yonder. No sponsor? Create value through scarcity and remove a product to make it rare, or at least appears to be. 17. Eddie Fisher acted spazzily with Boris Bastian, served his ass for free, that's the key. Put the psych in cyclone like I hype my microphone. 18. Isolation is nothing to write home about, you can't avoid pain. Check your crops or conspiracy pops like shrooms after a rain. 19. Don't let your enemy engender energy entropy. If you can't take poking fun, that's a smoking gun to break out in an open run from town. Clown an insecure man and he'll hunt you down. And some suckers are too blunt to come around. 20. Never commit to anyone. 21. To make your mark feel smart, act plenty dumb. If you're a Doogie Howser, then play the broody bouncer. 22. If you can't win, surrender. That don't make you a coward. 48 laws of power. Sour as naivete. That'll be the day you learn to devour. 23. The spread thin can't win and move in a lead skin. Mom eats medicine to make a dead twin if she can only afford one son, so concentrate your forces to the head of a pin. Use the flattering scam like a battering ram. Do dirt and make an effort to be flirtier. 24. Be the perfect courtier, a little birdie heard many more when we score. Another 24. Where there's riches, there's robbery. And follow the scriptures of Robert Greene and you'll be seen to make a lot of green cream. Or pose as a non-player and pour water through a screen. While you read the menu, we feed on sinew. 25 to 48 to be continued.
Parents, teachers, little brothers and sisters in the bleachers, the fool who stole my cow shit covered sneakers. Thanks for allowing me to speak at today's graduation, even if they won't let us wear sunglasses. Yo, what will we do when we have our own kids? Give them 12-year bids just after the bars come off the cribs? Work within the system? Make them listen to the darkest lecture in the architecture of a prison? Purity scarred security guards is sure to be hard. Recess, rush hurriedly to the yard. Back to school nights of visitation rights and boredom is the warden. They'd be less ignored in private schools, but can you afford them? And even then they're fair to middling. Fiddled with the mates diddles, and then they got the riddling. ADD, another dumb doctor's complicity. I'm about to substitute teach, no TRACT. So when the states fail and they can't make bail, we'll hold a jailbreak / fake bake sale. Slow on the uptake, well below in this cupcake there's a file mile wide with the reviled style guide. Current events, comparison contrast, cause and effect, embarrass and bombast. 5 paragraphs, each start with a topic sentence or hook
for pop ascendance. So much plop, of course people stop attendance. This court loves to drop defendants. Let me leave an illusion dispelled. 98% of the graduates matriculate cause the other poor suckers not here got expelled. And ultimately they'll go to jail. We can re-educate with art, but we ain't got paint. You can take your budgetary constraints and fudge it up your hairy taints. That means you, principal asswipe. You were worse for class than sass or grass in a glass pipe. This isn't hyperbole, it's reality verbally. We don't want weekends, we need every day between. If you might die when you're 20, then you're old when you're 15. I know, I reopened the Black Mountain School and bring back to us the abacus as a counting tool. Y'all know what time it is, this is my Bauhaus. We run around when it's nights out and nobody kowtows. Happy graduation, everybody! Woohoo!
Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you?
Does anyone know the answer to that question? I don't know.
She looks me direct in the eye and replies,
Who cooks for you all?
War is hell. Let's withdraw in our tortoise shells, retract our antennae, and reel in our feelers. Make comparisons realer than garrison keelers in Lake Woebegone. Not Obi-Wan Kenobi on Cineplex Odeon silver screen. Channel 13 spreads the good word like Woodward and Bernstein. Why belabor truth? We killed off the saber-toothed tiger, and next is our neighbor Ruth. A Beta Ginsburg, I'm terrified, scared, yet with a rarefied air. Mankind suicidal. Those who decide all the bombings need bridles plus a muzzle. There, that does double. They can wuzzle scuzz bubbles and commence the snowballing. My friends, I'm so calling you out. Over here! Like a reconnaissance scout. I hope that you die and your death will come soon. But ours will come first, cause we're only civilians. The bazillions, quintillions, bazillion, quadrillions are earmarked not for us, but for the fearmongers. Cause they'll be here longer than a mere singer-songwriter, harping a wrong writer. I bared witness, scared spitless, pusillanimous, hitless. Banker war, canker sore, hanker for more. They're enfeeble our health, you can see for yourself. Those little toadies are small, green, and live in trees like a Keeble or elf. Ooh la la, what a brouhaha. I bared witness, scared spitless. It's probably just business for a banker war, canker sore. Even the news anchor sorta gullible too. What a hullabaloo. Make no mistake, expose the fake foes and those that take mad doughs at stake, yo. Make no mistake, expose the fake foes and those that take mad doughs at stake. Break the stranglehold, don't let the mangle hole. Villages detangle cold. War info, we don't know what we're info. It's sinful. The news is home to censors who write choose your own adventures. Turn to page 20 for something strange. Andre, no way, we'll never obey. I'm low like my copay. Kosovo's okay, there's no excuse for heroics. Who's responsible for the predictable results of our actions? I only know fractions of facts, and the interested factions don't use flags, they use logos. We all know the real rogues by wherever the dough goes. Make no mistake, expose the fake foes and those that take mad doughs at stake, yo. Make no mistake, expose the fake foes and those that take mad doughs at stake.
Who are some of your role models, and who are some of your people that you have patterned yourself after, if any?
Well, I would say that
it's a caller, John.
Today's obsession with The Sopranos could mirror many's, including my past deep, profound, encompassing interest in a group called the Wu-Tang Clan.
Sure.
And all of the solo projects that spun off of that.
Wu-Clan, they got me on one of their records.
World debut, WFMU. A new style, rhyming journalism, kill fee. Peace to Duck Butter and Phil E. Can you turn up the beat a little bit? Can I turn up my headphones? I just did that. Okay, this is like the bold print part. RZA is a composer, film and TV. Began as a rapper, career had a growth spurt. Flowed words to producer, Wu-Tang Clan founder and father. RZA is also an actor and author. We met in New York after he drove his kids to the airport. Held court in hotel room, exhausted, a good sport. I'm a composer, RZA rose his voice. He knows the choice, stay in hip-hop ghetto or let go of noise. Stand still and stagnate in a bad state. Weakness is revealed by Bragg's hate. RZA's first soundtrack was Jarmusch's Ghost Dog. Perhaps that was RZA at his most prog. Created a sound, elated he'd found Peter and the Wolf. Sergei Prokofiev. Assign instrument to each character, he borrowed that concept. As long as you move, you can't make a wrong step. Needle dropped Kill Bill and stood behind camera guy. Scored whole range Soul Plane, unleashed Afro Samurai. Working off automatics was a challenge for Abbott. Music has movement while drawings are static. 50-piece orchestra can be 250 G's a week, and that's more than getting treats from Miss Freakaleek. So I got my digital orchestra, over 40 keyboards, recording free chords. Sessioners' pay may never be restored. RZA is talkative, keyboard reps all octaves. Mancini sample scores have a lot to give. Early 80s flashback to Times Square. He and ODB stood in line there to see Triple Bill Chinese crime fair. Blown away by discipline and ferocity. Walked away with new styles and philosophy. Sparred raps with each other, practicing constantly. It was ODB, Ghostface, Raekwon, Deck, RZA, Master Killer, You Got and Genius, aka the Jizza. RZA based his urban young crew on verbal kung fu, though he sold crack on the curb and toted guns too. Quoted Sun Tzu, strike at their gaps, attack when they're lax. Never let the enemy figure out how to act unsound. 1 pound of food at the front takes 20 to carry it. RZA became Abbott. Sat Al became Shaolin. Crew named Wu-Tang. New plans empowering. Come strong as a group, then sign solo with diff labels. Spend money on mansions and not just on cables. Talking darts, rockin' parties, one flock of hearts like Callista. Edutainment from Keras One. Keras came from Krishna. Finish the Mishnah. RZA forsaken like bacon had to take tin from classic records that he made in the basement. Around 2000, RZA visited the real Shaolin Mountain with Sifu Shi Yan Ming, who teach what Chi and Chan can bring. Chan is Zen Buddhism. They met the real Wu-Dan Abbott. They saw General Wu as the black Asiatic. An American saw Snake and Terrapin Turtle and Temple of Purple to Purple Cloud, where Gen Wu hurtled out, higher in the sky than the seraphim. Take care of him. The case that God is a human ain't new to a true fan. Ain't that right, Noah, you man? He changed lots of lives when he started the Wu Clan. Which came first, the chicken or egg? Man-made God, ain't that a kick in the head? He got sticked and he bled. RZA then said that Jesus said, take me off the pedestal and polish your vessel. What makes you different is what makes you special. Give me a drum fill or something. What have you achieved that didn't begin as a vision? I asked him. Good question, he said. Some of my children. He now writes Wu-Tang Manual Volume 2, The Wisdom. First chapter, Universal Changer. He wrote as a quote-unquote lonely teenager. By lonely, I think he meant prison. From psycho slums to microphones to Triton taiko drums, RZA has risen. Tomorrow's not a given. Make each moment count. Over and out. Thanks for listening to Talkin' Journalism. All right, I'm C. Paul B, and I'm out. Thanks for having me on, Noah.
Definitely. Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang!
Thank you very much. MC Paul Barman, people. That was bananas.
1, 2. Unauthorized Audiobiography of Weird Al. Acknowledgements. All the gents who make life worth living in this hollow accomplishment. Dedicated to the decimated childhoods made renovating. October 23rd, 1959, born the best-selling recording humorist of all times. To first-generation Americans who'd already got the hang of it, Alfred Matthew Yankovic. Linwood High School valedictorian, recorded in the bathroom and played accordion. Under the humor rubric, Dr. Demento debuted it, aka Barry Hansen, who knew a thing or two about music. He liked to write poems to Spike Jones. He pressed up his own records and then biked home. Trained in architecture, hired same directors, replicated sets for videos, often his were better. On the daily, Hawaiian shirts and Vans. On stage, fat suits and Monster Band hurt the fans, killed them. World tours filled with children, a symbol of freedom like Zildjian and Sabians, which his drummer uses, loses glasses with laser and pseudo-karatamil uses. He canceled interviews, but still rolled through when his folks died from no O2 and a closed flu. I bought his tapes the days they came out. He stays humble with fame and never claims clout. Satire can fall flat like a flat tire, but false seriousness can also backfire. It's an act of balance that many talents lack. Check his originals like half his album tracks. With no curses, this verse has come to an end. Back in the day, I was a close personal friend. Appendix. Discography. Weird Al Yankovic, Weird Al in 3D. Dare to Be Stupid, Polka Party. Even worse, UHF, Off the Deep End, Bad Hair Day, Running with Scissors, and Poodle Hat. He lives with his wife and daughter, where his cockatiel and poodle's at. We're through with that. Next audio biography, Buckminster Fuller. Peace.
Weird Owl here. Howl at the moon. Moth owl pellets. Shown soon.
Fogey's a co-OG. What'd you say, Whippersnapper?
Nothing.
I suppose you prefer a stripper rapper.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Your fitted cap looks like shitted crap.
Up yours.
And whoever put that jock strap on your head, give it back.
At least I got a jock.
You look like a club member that forgot the password.
So what if I did?
Ain't nobody mistaking you for an athlete, you fat bastard.
Hey, shut the fuck up, it's the bomb, yo.
In the Hall of Shames where the full of shit kids be, tripping over wallet chains, playing ultimate frisbee.
I never heard of
Listen, kitty, underground ain't a sound, it means you dig with the shovel till you find what you love all up under the rubble. Mind if I join you?
Yeah.
Skeletons left out to rot. What are you rebelling against? What do you got? I'm throwing out your doodads, your wall of absolute ads, and your signed glossy of my two dads. I really don't give a damn. A 300-pound chick asked for my signature, I wrote to my biggest fan.
Thank you.
I'm so dope, I make priests write notes like Dear Pope. Old Fogey Paul B made me lose hope. The prayers I air are a joke compared to the stares of the boys I groped. Love priest, dear priest, you sound young. Let's elope, love Pope. The new reality show brought to you by Scope. Ass cream for tag team blaspheme. They wear dresses and hats like they're drag queens. That's mean.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Power hath descended forth from thy hand. Our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. So we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be. Remember the patriot feeling? Steer to time.
I fear you will not survive another attack.
You guys are good, huh? You guys sure did a good job. Good job.
In 2080, hate will still hate the hater more than the hating. Be a pal, agree with that. Here she comes. Tiamat. CIA, total information awareness. MAT, moms always take care of us. I'm from the clouds, like where you think your god is hiding at. And it was nothing to pull the drawstring from his bars lining that hit the cloud floor. There goes his apparel. Kick him in the ass. Down Niagara Falls are nothing but a barrel. Bringing shock and awe and lock jaw to Choctaws. Polio to Seminole. The flu to the Sioux. The coordinating are so extreme, I'm as old as the hills. You cold with the chills. Creation creates catharsis. I'm your favorite artist. I know where you've been sleeping, know when you're awake, know if you've been good or evil, so be evil for goodness sake. Love it or leave it, I'm above it, believe it. When they're done with you, you'll be ID card on sleeve shit. Tap your wife, tap your phone. Leave the microphone so blown it falls off the stand like rotting meat up to the bone. Your modern leaders are fresh shrimp, bottom feeders in my net, death pimp. That was your warning, and I expect your resignation on my desk in the morning. Down like a pillow over your head.
Checking out the rapper and the rhyme that he said.
They ignore similarity. Nobody
genetic variation of an aboriginal tribe is the same as the nations that smashed it describe. Like family transcends personality vibe. I even scare myself with bad breaths. Run, people! I'm on that other shit like a tongue beetle!
Fuck! Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking house! You fucking fuck!
How long have you been performing?
I've been performing for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a trial by fire.
Nice.
The last tour was kind of a breakthrough. Would you believe that, Mitch?
Good.
And some of the kids know the lyrics nowadays, you know. It's much more rewarding.
Now, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I grew up with guys, I came with the guys that really originated this stuff, like Kool Herc, Bambino, Melly Mel, Curtis Blow. I know all them guys. We all came together. We was hanging out Disco Fever. Let me hear a little something.
Has anyone in the crowd heard this beat before? One, two. Who shot ya? Separate the weak from indoctrinated. Time for some deflated egos. It's off, people. Dead won't make you a hero. Operation Dead Negro killed a whole bunch of Arabs and a shitload of honkies. Democrats are a disgrace to donkeys. What's that on your neck? You better rep that on piece. Drown your sorrows in a bathtub of soda pop. Say tomorrow it'll all be alright when tonight you know it's not. No, I'm playing. It'll all be alright. No, it's not. Maybe it's cause I'm used to things not alright is why I see this. Maybe it's cause Donald Rumsfeld once held my penis. War is some gay shit perpetrated by true players in blue blazers bathed in the dark light of self-hatred. I've heard a whole lot of rappers rhyme over this beat, and I heard a lot of rhymers rep for the street, but I never hear about the people they meet. They don't observe, they offer no insight. They can't love music, they hate themselves inside. Never listen to nobody else. Keeping it real is being yourself. Strong stuck to weak like a birth defect. Read ideas, not leaders, nobody's perfect yet. Chomsky's too academic, MCs are homophobic. We taught Nazis eugenics, brain muscles need aerobics. Wait, what was that? Nazis? Who's we? Not me. What's eugenics? The science of race. Recently disproved whose origins trace to Cali. Yeah, that hotbed of liberality. Recently voted in a machine of Nazi municipality. With General Powell's son as the FCC means that you think so, but we're not really free. The circle of life is not work all your life for the man that took your dad's life. That's called slavery. I'm on top of my game like a lifeguard chair. You don't know nothing yet you'd like to share. Too bad. Show and tell's over. A soldier's a gopher for a lawyer in a shoulder holster. Seeing the truth is an emotional roller coaster. This is some higher talk. I've been going through my fire walk. The most recent war was Iraq. The next may be Syria, but it sure won't be Saudi Arabia. But we'll get all of its neighbors, and we'll kill some babies and some ground troops. They'll be in the shit, that's not the shit meaning good, but meaning brown soup. To all my brothers in arms making sick jokes, forgive the civs, they don't know the big hoax. They're cloaked in darkness like who turned the lights out. Your handwritten kites are censored with whiteout. We might have to fight our way out. You can't join a clique, you best start your own right now. Yeah. Since 9/5, motherfuckers. 1695, motherfuckers. Puff, I think you've said enough. It's time to shut the fuck up. I I shot ya, got you open like a chakra. Science is knowing, not just a degree for a doctor. Superficial distinctions make me go batty. Gangsters aren't rebels, they just imitate daddy. Listen, man. I hope that the Jew-dork rhymes was as good as a, regular resume. I really appreciate you granting me this interview. I wore a tie and all that.
Yeah, well, the Onion just doesn't. We don't hire just anybody, Paul.
The position I am inquiring about is that of
listings
comedy
editor,
and
was it?
theater listings editor.
Yeah.
Obviously, my music contacts might help, but I know you already write about music. You don't really need that. And I have to admit, I think most theater is horrible, and most comedy isn't that funny. But I'm a big fan of them as art forms, and I think I could compile lists.
Well, all right. Before, you're getting ahead of yourself. Can you just briefly describe yourself?
I'd say I'm a beta male. Not quite pink, but might think it's okay to fail. Like the omega male.
Well, it says self-employed on your resume from 2000 to present day. What are your career goals?
To drill inside ear holes, eliminate hate, create a world less fearful.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, though?
Fatter and broke with a new kid. Booze in the sink, refusing to think people are stupid. Who act hard and count stacks, not knowing the true fortunes in the garden out back. In 5 years, my peers, the middle class, will hate the cops, impropriety. Veneration stops. Give this society 2 generations tops. Career goals? Here goes. I want to rehabilitate the tyrants that don't deserve to live. And make the New Yorker magazine a little less conservative. It's just a non-profit charity case. I want to slow down purchase power disparities pace and leave no man behind but snowman carroty face. I want to provide hope like Studs Terkel. After an all a backwards revolution, still a circle. And show there's more black nerds than just Urkel. That, and create listings from whole cloth. Make cream enough to blow off steam a bowl broth. Did I get the job, mister?
We'll call you next week.
Warm DJ Orange Alert, Onion editor of the AV Club, right there. What links a nipple ringy with a Prince Alberty? A Dick Cheney. My lovely merchandising assistant over here has Queen Esther, thank you, has a table full of yarmulke bras. One of a kind, 3 sizes, the bat titzva, the bubushka, and daughter melons. Passover's coming around. Wrap the afikoman in it. The craziest thing happened when I was fantasizing as like a post-pubescent pre-teenager. I met this girl from Westerville, and she said, just for the hell of it, let's not be celibate. And I got all higgledy-piggledy. It's a big relief when I take off this fig leaf. She said, Dad, let's get at this. But her cat and an unpotted cactus sat on her mattress. That sure made it saturated with sharp thorns and cat piss.
She put on a hip-hop beat while she whipped off the top sheet. She said, "Come to bed. I like my undergrads underfed. They amaze how they stay up days on mayonnaise and Wonder Bread." I dove in her cervix a lot like Sir Mix-a-Lot. This little interlude's for the women I've interviewed about the clitoris and how to make it less hit or miss. Should we be gentle? Is it all mental? I won't use a dental dam because it discourages my urges to submerge in her jizz. She said, "My goodness, you should just use clues that's nonverbal. You're too vigorous if my clitoris, for example, turns purple." It was time to copulate, but we didn't want to populate, so my bold groin reached for my gold coin. Prophylactic, I unwrapped it. You can't know how I felt. It wasn't a gold coin condom, it was chocolate Hanukkah gelt. The white part crumbled on her tummy and the rest began to melt. Foiled again. In my line of work, you see a lot of beautiful naked women. And it hurts me to have to throw them out of my sublet. But they all think that having a hairy pussy is like a little, like, highway stripe of, like, 1/8 of a centimeter hair. They're like, "I'm wild, I'm hirsute." And so the last time that happened, I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. We're already sexualizing young children in our visual culture and plastering them on ads the size of entire buildings. So don't infantilize yourself when you're a grown woman. Not hot. So this woman, she knows 3 months before I'm gonna come to town, no more shaving. And I appreciated that so much that I made her like a macrame lanyard bracelet and said, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, that's usually done with a diamond ring. And I said, "Some nerve. From the slum then serve scum, swerve into my bait and switch, the wait and pitch. Skate off the plate, the steak gets rich. Bada boom, bada bling, bang." Forgot about that yin yang thing. It's the end of the ice age. Here's some sage advice. Your forebears' warfare can't afford a 12 gauge to wave around and threaten with. They're chopping fists and getting dis in Sierra Leone, the mountain of lions, recounting the times when compressed carbon shut up kimberlites for a fountain of diamonds for your $1 million Wonder Bra ironic ready-made. Take a lick and taste the Iron Maiden machete blade. Get thee to a nunnery. Don't give son a reason to run you out the country to Hungary, Eastern Bloc Budapest. If beats could talk, this one would say this stuff plus you the best. Aw, you're embarrassed, you flash your pearly whites. You want it to be an early night. You want to hit the hay, but I got shit to say. You travel the world, you're supposed to be worldly, right? The editor-in-chief is a predator and thief, so it's not in his interest to settle the beef. We save strength by sharing a wavelength. Diamonds derive from atomos, like adamantium and Wolverine. And it's just one phase of pressurized carbon like Buckminster fullerene and graphite that writes gems that can never be stolen. while diamonds are jewels to which kings are beholden. Yet the difference between them is just electrons' alchemy. I watched Tower 2 fall from a window, my dad watched from his balcony. A year after that, I was rhyming about diamonds, and 2 months later, I was shocked by the timing. You see, Big Bro demanded a ring that had been secretly locked up for the woman he'd knocked up. I guess he wanted to pay for the milk in her bra cup. Carrier pigeons were carrion birds. No ring, a barrier to Marian words. There's not a Hindi that's living this type of Indian giving. Give back the ring from mom's wedding? You've got to be kidding. De Beers is just as it appears, a shadowy entity that never clears less than to the nth degree, with Iman as their spokesmodel, reppin' for her folk broke like a Coke bottle. Free enterprise is lies once it's centralized. Call off the battalions for the human bullion in the galley of galleons. Hip-hop stopped dropping gems when it stopped copying black medallions. Stallions, you deserve to be force-fed the horse head whose blood courses through your bed. You're weak like no power steering. Roy Cones assist the key foul for hearing, then go home with boy zones and flower earrings. I'm no authority, but you raise your kids horribly. So which one is it, carrot or cut? You ground down that stone to a nub, and for what? Why not mount it in its natural asymmetry? Who says it's better by prismatic geometry? Devalue the ballyhoo of rocks and lunchboxes. I have a hunch they join country clubs to hunt foxes. Anyway, diamonds are a dime a dozen compared to the crime against Muslims. Aren't artifacts gone that prove we're all cousins? If I had my druthers, cousins would be called brothers, like we did back when our leaders were mothers. Thank you, thank you.
You say it like say it like
We started a slow dance. I said no chance for romance after I have to wear condoms because they feel like snow pits. But I couldn't stay calm because she revealed the bra. Mid of two yarmulke says you're hella great. Let's celebrate. We took the freight elevate, to continue our back and forth shagging sports in the room with the Davenports. For men become cuckles, she chuckles. I better look up on my belt buckle.
White boy got skilo.
Yeah, a round of applause for that.
White boy got skilo.
Nice.
All right.
If only you had the gift of speech. 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 Everybody gotta have a home. A cozy home. Giants and alone. Please take me home. You have the gift of speech.
I'm a quack doctor, so it's a wild goose chase. I got to my tiled roof space and piled toothpaste and underwear into my old suitcase. When I made a mess on RZAView, we didn't use a tissue. I wiped her up with the US News and Report College special issue. Whoa, what a flashback! Let's get down to brass tacks. My wife is a class act, cause her fly goes from her belly to the top of her ass crack.
You have the gift of speech.
Honey, get in the hatchback. I said I like to nibble tit. Come on, just a little bit. She fiddled with my vintage white silk aviator scarf and said, when I want that, you'll know. I'll go snarf, snarf, in other words, never. So I lunged for a taste, struck a big Rick Robert Diggs' truck from the chase. He moved twig stuck in my face and plucked glass from my jugular. So I offered the RZA some raspberry rugula wrapped in a napkin. He said thanks but no thanks and sprinted to a log cabin. Bye.
What's happening? I keep my dreadlocks in a napkin ring, rap and sing. Unlike the homogeneous clones, I'm into earth tones, birthstones, and erogenous zones. The more ticklish, the more you have. I'm sitting on the curb of what used to be the burbs, and before that was Canarsie. I'm a disturbed and bitter herb like salt water and parsley. Mites crawl up, tights fall down. That's my mnemonic for stalactite/stalagmite. You may have this maglite, it survived the apocalypse, and for the fragile force of an agile horse, here's a handful of very special chocolate chips.
And spring became a summer. And spring became a summer.
I had a poem in the catacomb, but I'm glad I'm home. Gosh, it's good to be back. The whole ride I tried to decide, is that a siren or a ski rack? Checking the rear view mirror. Speak up so I can hear you clear. Hey you, did you hear my debut? J-Roo, the damager? KU, a manager who's heard stay true? I'm striving to be superhuman and freer than Cooper Union, but I'm not some academia putz with an unfinished novel that's baubles in a wooden bowl of macadamia nuts. Guess what? My love almost gave me some cuts, so I met him at his workplace. He was like, jerk face, we can't survive on $250 a night. Have you ever heard of tour support? I was like, no. He was like, it's when you ask your label for some cash so you can survive. Why don't you go do that? I was like, okay.
And spring became a summer. And spring became a summer. And spring became a summer.
You know, skinty when it comes to DJ pon the mic. Or when it comes to DJ pon the mic, you have to bring the noise or take a high. So if a DJ won't come test the ranking star and Paul Barman, I think I'm prepared for war, alright?
It's an actual song, I never spit, always dispel a factual wrong. This government has a death wish, the truth is it leftist. When we visit, we're having sushi for breakfast, and ice cream from kidney beans, that's the dessert. When we're rapping and japping, that means we're checking the Sydney scene, plus Tanzania. I got more bounce than a 64-ounce homestyle Tropicana, Papa Santa. Father Christmas is just propaganda like Pearl Harbor. My stepmama is Barbara, but she's not girl Barbara. No hairdresser ancestors in the family. Fran Drescher's man testers, her poo nanny. Now let's get where Singapore is. Rank it star. Stop skanking dar in Singapore is.
Pakistan got caught up on the wickedest song. Make the dance all people jump all around. We coming on the dance, we pop it till the place down. Try to test the star, man, I put your song on the ground. Don't wanna contest the song. Papa man, I drop it with the lyrical tongue. Spitting out lyrics to this dance all song. Cause when they talk up on the man, they goes in my face around.
My place is palatial. Not special occasions, I have spatial relations with Asians. An interraciation facial. Is there a hat trick for Tara Patrick when she's old and geriatric? Probably not. I'm sexy. I have to be sexy, cause I'm ugly. I'm an unhappy grouch, crouched behind my tacky couch. I'm more wacky than a nutsacky tobacco pouch. Let me get an RZAView soap. Band-aid for my boo-boo, I'm true blue. Ubu was pear, air pizza, ubu, kawaii. Courts in session, how's the rhyme? If it sucks, now's the time to tell me. Nanji Deska, aider, later. Thank you, escalator. Now let's take care of this track before my two-way news flashes another terrorist act.
Pakistan got caught up on the wickedest song. Make the dance all people jump all around. We coming on the dance, we pop it till the place down. Try to test the star, man, I put your song on the ground. Don't wanna contest the song. Papa man, I drop it with the lyrical tongue. Spitting out lyrics to this dance all song. Cause when they talk up on me, man, they goes in my face around. You don't know me, not like a screw face. Sucking up it, it
Exactly. You know, Prince Paul, I once had a goat that ate like that. We ate it for Easter.
You are going to store your mind with the information you require.
When I come to your mind, all in your mind. I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers all time. I'm one of the best looking niggas. Hold my beer, nigga.
All in your mind one time.
Yeah, boy.
Teach you all my lessons. Stain your brain with sex suggestions. Give in to the power of thought. All in your mind one time.
Store brought be a gift, this material. I'm a cereal, hogging our drum with a common venereal. Be easy on the cut, no need to act ill. I'm all in your mind one time, baby, chill.
When I sexually assault your mind. When I mentally design your mind. When I rip out the lining of your mind. Yeah, your mind. Your mind.
That beat come around the mountains. The porno king dose and he live on a fountain. I heard he once got into a bitch's mind. And the shit was so deep it was hard to find. But he made his way out because he was cool. When he enters your mind, prepare for school. It's a lesson to be learned in the deepest vortex. Running through your mind but never with Gore-Tex. Rubbing up against your innermost thoughts of a device not nice with battery store brought. Shame on you for playing with that. I had to let you know that my style is fat. Sturdy and ready for an intimate probing. Flashing like a party when the lights are strobing.
Sorta like being drunk but you ain't drunk nothing.
I'm all up in your mind, catch you fully fucking pumping.
When I sexually assault your mind. When I mentally design your mind. When I rip out the lining of your mind. Yeah, your mind. Your mind. I'm an erotic, methodic in your mind. When I organize and sequence your mind. When I R. Kelly on your belly your mind. Yeah, your mind. Yeah.
It's wrong to rape a slut. It's wrong to penetrate the paper cut where an origami duck scraped their butt. Folding the bird base is like getting to third base on the first base, which was the point of the date in the first place. Worst case scenario, birthplace Sarajevo. Moving on to the water bomb, which is harder than a daughter mom, and labor pains. Why fold 1,000 paper cranes when you could fold foxes, masks, cows, boxes, and airplanes?
I love you.
Love you too.
Love you.
Love you too. Love you too.
Catch you on the flip side. I'm slip sliding away. The relationship died of natural causes. The stature of pauses rose from nosebleeds that can't be patched up with gauzes. I was good to you for the most part. If you joined the Coast Guard, send me a postcard. You broke it off like a Toblerone with an overgrown child with no home but a mobile phone. Opposites attract, composites detract. When two become one, someone got subtract.
Don't go. Don't go. If you need alone time, we could. Oh. No. No.
I love you.
Love you too.
I know you still love me. This guy.
Love you too. 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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hands on my chin, the light streaming in, so I ponder the dust. I got a laundry list, wanderlust, to go yonder bust, to move hither and thither, deliver joie de vivre, give your girl a shiver. But then a thought focuses, ideas blow kisses, and open like crocuses. The autodidact, facts get thought, no hijack, sidetrack, detangling a dangling modifier, the angling codifier. It's odify, repeat, still drilled deep like a spirochete to give the head a blast. The metaphrase verbivore, rhyming words you never heard before, and if you don't know, look it up. Mister, would you hide me? Would I what? Would you hide me? Would I hide you? Class war. Precisely what you asked for. No, I won't hide you, but I can afford to forge a passport. You see, the leaders lied to my schools, the schools lied to my folks. So, most blokes can't even tell that it's a hoax to target frightening thugs with their mind-heightening drugs. So blind they can't find lightning bugs in the dark. Oligarch, technocrat, loan shark, not the baddest foe, the status quo, well, not yet. My box set will be as obnoxious as getting fresh socks wet. On your mock set, Gorgonzola. Ahava, ha, ha, I ran Mariah a lot, Tomatola. And that's 3 palindromes in a row, the stuff that I did for DJ Yoda on Quasimodo. His LP is right next to my frame Ozzy photo. And I'm out of here.
Paul Barman. BJ, yo, dog. Paul Barman. BJ, yo, dog. Paul Barman.
Frank Sinatra's Jewish, would you believe it?
Paul Barman.
Hey, guess where the first ever writing was discovered? A rock. Each world leader is such a turd eater, he won't write his own words, fill or touch a bird feeder. I'm telling him. Look past the melanin to unleash tan skeleton while our skin's still on. Putting the gland back in England, so erudite this very night. From not even just born bald to your hair be white. Clone wars are scored behind closed doors according to an unknown source that fears feeling. Try a mug of Darjeeling. Y'all presidents, here's the deal. False evidence appears real. My passive-aggressive massive's impressive.
There you go.
Duncan Hines does a drunken bump and grind to Dr. Funkenstein. He'll lend me a 10 spot, or else get a pinch pot. Ashtray on his B-day, now give me a rim shot. Laughter, side-splitting knee slapper. From swollen bowel, Colin Powell died cheating on me crapper. Tony Blair should send cronies where he'd fight himself, it's only fair. When she lose at foosball, he let loose a moose called a wooga. A Huguenot caught great white weight height beluga-sized big balls to call themselves Protestant. God is in.
Maybe I can be more clear.
Peacekeepers. Can't abide it, send camera-guided heat seekers. They shouldn't show their face like beekeepers. Society always leaves an alien mark. When your man hit the dark land, the sharks pinned up a list like a casting call. Anarcho-syndicalist. In the UK, crusade be danger fraud, fought to make the manger not look like a chamber pot.
What are these strange blips on our radar scope?
And they're getting stronger. I've never seen anything like them.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, all the way. Retro rocket number 1 has fired. Retro number 3 has fired. Mercury spacecraft is beginning to re-enter the Earth.
Yeah! Hey, guess where the first ever writing was discovered? A rock.
fucking unbelievable.
Memory man.
Very amusing.
Yeah, I killed him. Well, I'm going to debate the charges I should be held against because I killed the store, I got a self-defense. They tried to insult my gene pool up on my pinball machine tool like we were in preschool. So I slashed the stone with a 12-inch and cooked this bloody angels in a saucepan. But I thought it was socially acceptable to kill people who you disagree with offhand. So why should I be killed after? I at least kill a person a week. I'm the field actor whose dream is to star in a black version of Greece. One door stays due to my troubled past. I'm a byproduct of interbreeding, whose parents choose my baby gums with crucifix splinters when teeth in. I may be dumb, but I'm not crazy. At the teen with fan beggars and the 10 keggers with my liver bleeding. Just as before, I was committed to a series of mental wards where teens were harshly raped. Nothing says love like genital warts and lyric card remakes. You scream clemency like a lot of crypto tookie. My last meal's vegan chopped liver, pot stickers, and a chocolate chip cookie. At least I won't die in an empty stomach.
Real rock from the rock.
Death row, CEO said let's go. My soul get dough and escrow. Last supper, I'll have a price hat. Write kites to my seeds of advice like a nice dad. Twice first, twice the lice on a rice pad. It's funny what guarantees people's protection. But I prefer gas chamber lethal injection. Go kiss the nuts right beneath his erection. Spare me, you're bugging like Mary. Says the state executioner Harry Carey. Cuckoo seppuku, should I dance with the hall in a tutu? My files say I got the IQ of stew. Shrug off a handle like my shoulders got antlers. Outfox more oxes and cattle ranchers. Boogie to the beat is Meshuggah. Don't know, look it up like a court-ordered attorney. Strapped in a gurney, squirming but shackles hold me back firmly. Cuffed in the stall, got nothing nice to say nothing at all. Sodium pennanthol's a sedative. I may look asleep, yet the dead'll still live. IV flushed with saline, then paralyzing agents ensures breathing and muscles failing. IV flushed again, then potassium chloride. Welcome to hell, I'll be your tour guide. Last thought is my lungs filled with blood. Life begins at the moment you're loved.
Bambi emails in, this rapper isn't bad, but he is no Nelly. More like an Eminem. All right, that's sort of a compliment for you. She said you're not bad.
That's good lyrics. The
shit's pretty tight, yo.
Yeah.
Are you in there? Are you sleeping? Are you reading? Can I come in? Do you want me to leave the door open a crack? I can see from the crack that I left it open that your light is on. Are you reading? Don't you think you should go to bed? When did you go to bed? Did you sleep well? When did you get up? How many hours did you sleep? Don't micromanage my psycho damage! You need a winter coat. That coat is not warm enough, and it doesn't fit you anymore. That's a spring coat. You need a winter coat. It's winter now. Where do you want to go? The Gap is just around the corner. You want to go to the Gap? Oh, so what's cool then? Do you have pubic hair yet? Fuzz? Did it get bigger yet? Do you have sexy thoughts? I noticed when I washed your underwear that there was a nocturnal emission in it. Or are you using your underwear to masturbate into now? Oh, if you don't want me to know, then you can start washing your own underwear. Yeah, man. So have you had a girlfriend? What defines girlfriend nowadays? Did you kiss? Do you have a girlfriend yet? I understand that I can't really give you permission to date. You would do it anyway. Do your friends go on dates? Fabian is tall. Has he had sex yet? Do you want me to teach you how to shave? I know that I'm not a man and that I don't shave. And I know there's no man in the house. And your brother's not gonna teach you. Somebody needs to teach you how to shave. Look, you have a mustache. Are you growing a mustache? Because it's not a real mustache. It's time for you to start shaving. You're too young for a straight razor. Once you start using a straight razor, it starts growing in thicker and thicker. You don't want to start shaving every day, do you?